This is the second episode of Make or Break. So, I'm sure some people are wondering, wait, there's another one of these? Well, yeah. Yeah, there was. And Make or Break was a series I originally conceived with somebody else. And the whole thing is about debating and seeing all sides of an issue. Unfortunately, that never came to fruition. But so Make or Break is my version of that. It was actually does X make or break Y. So, but my version is make or break. For example, I'd be the one adding clips and editing all that. But whatever. Make or break. So, weird thing was I didn't think I'd ever do this again, let alone by myself. So, but I decided to delay my Persona 3 gameplay series, and because I found out why I was suddenly getting so many views on my gameplay, even though I was playing it completely blind, and I don't think I'm doing well. I'm a noob when it comes to Persona. I was always interested in Persona, and I tried to play like them chronologically, and my god, the first one, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's pretty something. But I do know 3 is the most popular one. But man, it's so tempting. So I'm sorry for anyone who wants to see the original. I do plan on doing it again with the female route. So, so that actually made me think this wouldn't be bad to make a make or break series for game remakes, which is something that's been happening a lot in the past decade in the gaming industry. So, let's get the bad out of the way first. So, yes, there is a reason why game remakes, well, why would you would not want them? Well, the most obvious one is you're buying the same game over and over again, and in some cases, it's better to buy the older games and just get it from there. Yeah, I completely understand that. I really do. But the reality is, because one of the things I wanted to do was a Mario Party series, and it is a much harder to get quality gameplay at least, and on an older gaming systems. I might have a chance with the Switch, and there is no way in hell I'm doing an emulator. So another reason is that, along with playing the same game over again, there is, well, of course, there is a chance that the remake is not even gonna be the same as the original. You're just gonna be buying what most people would consider a port. They just put the game over, and it might not play as well as the original because it didn't take the newer controls in consideration. I get that. So, these are all perfectly understandable reasons why there shouldn't be remakes of a game, and a lot of games should be trying something new. Although, I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, and then of course, some people are like, well, instead of the remakes, you can buy it digitally from the stores, from the e-stores, whatever they call them. And again, try to do that too, and seems to have the same issues. Or sometimes it's still like really, really expensive to do, especially Nintendo. So, okay. And then, what's kind of weird is that there's some games that still need to be copyrighted, but some of these games haven't been around in years. And then, well, that's another thing, is that some games are so obscure that it would be almost impossible to do. Like a lot of PC games. Oh man, the PC games, like I love American McGee's Alice, but that game needs a remake big time. I know it was made on the PC originally, but playing it on the console is just a mess. And then imagine, like, because a lot of people do play it on Steam, and I don't even know how they do it, because you even need a controller, because some games you can't really do with a mouse and a mouse pad and a clicker. I think the only way you can is with a mouse. But what do I know? I think the only thing I really play on the PC is visual novels and matching games, the puzzle games, and The Sims. Yeah. So, okay. But the truth is, like, some of these games are also pretty old, and I personally don't hate game remakes. For one thing, they improve the graphics. It's really nice to see a new game just look absolutely nice. Sometimes they do like balance the game more, like in Kingdom Hearts. In the original, in the PS2 version, you couldn't skip cutscenes. So if you died, which was a lot, because there was no easy mode either, you have to watch that scene all over again. That gets frustrating, and that's why I can't really recall much people finishing the game. And I'm gonna guess that's why. And then another reason why that could be good is like again, I personally miss a lot of games I want to play. Or Resident Evil 4 is also a very good remake. Oh my god, I was really, really close to finishing it for a noob on Resident Evil. Oh yeah, the Resident Evil games, every single one of them seems to have a remake. And every one of them, exception of 3, seems to be on point. Another reason, and then that's another thing. I mean, you can bring in a new audience, and sometimes you can really tell. But wouldn't that be like the best thing about a remake is that it actually makes the community bigger and stronger and better? Uh, Man, some of those, it's weird. Nicktoons, they keep like doing these games. I just learned that they're making a Rugrats game in the NES style. I remember playing Nicktoons Unite, and that was killer to play. They need to do something like that again. And then I think maybe if they updated the controls and the gameplay style, it would actually be good instead of a freaking racing game or a Smash Brothers ripoff. What do I know? So, it's not really much to say because I don't really know. Like, some people are like, oh, something should be kept like in the old days. No, I beg to differ, okay? I beg to differ that we need to go back to retro games. I mean, some of it's pretty cool, but I feel like if you try to go old school, then we are never going to evolve. That's not to say I really like and I prefer Call of Duty. I really don't. I mean, the only time I really do is the zombies mode, and that's because my friends have gotten me enough into that game, even though I'm probably the weak link of that. I'm probably the mercy in that crew. Anyway, but it's like some of these games I do play, it's very nice. So overall, I think like it's fine as long as you know what you're getting. And I think, if it's cheap, then it shouldn't be too bad because there's really no other way to do it now. I mean, physical games are becoming like more and more uncommon, and it's very understandable because even the gaming stores, they're starting to dwindle down. And it could be because they're not adapting, but it also could be because a lot of people are finding better deals that way. And it could be that nowadays, like, these games, they don't even release, like, completely finished anymore because people are able to buy it whenever they can. So they release them in a bad state because they can. And it's very telling, like, in a week or two, there has to be patches. It's like, okay, you guys know that there was bugs and glitches in this or whatever, and you still released it in that condition. Can you imagine having to do that, like, 15 years ago? That would not fly. I'm pretty sure of it. Actually, I actually don't mind the PS2 days. I love the PS2 games, don't get me wrong. Or the PS1 game, but I really did not have it like having to keep a memory card. And then the worst part is you have to like not have a limited amount of saves in the memory card so you can play as many games as you want. I mean, I don't miss that at all whatsoever. I like having my little PlayStation 4 whenever I get a PlayStation 5 and having it saved there. So, yeah, I mean, I think that trying to adapt is done me way more. It helps me more than it didn't. I don't know why some people are not willing to give like new things a chance. Like the modern stuff. I feel like, I mean, some people really can't tell. I don't know why, but I sometimes I feel like I'm a little like out of touch of things when it comes to this stuff. When it comes to trends, I'm probably the last one to know about it. I will be very, very honest about that. But at the same time, it's like I also find ways to make it timeless too. So I that's the thing I love to make fun of myself. I'm so out of touch that it's just funny at this. I mean, so this comes. Who knew? Who knew that this was gonna turn into calling myself out of touch? So but I don't know. The DLC, I don't mind DLC as long as it's like not that much and you pretty much don't pay to finish the game, like to play the game. I mean, otherwise there's no point in playing the game if you're gonna pay to win the game. I mean, it just takes the fun out of it if it just pretty much shows you how to play it. Maybe that's just how I am. Maybe it's because I like to unwind. And oh, definitely. I think visual novels. I do like visual novels. I like the stories are usually the strongest because I guess it's pretty minimal in comparison to games, but visual novels are definitely sometimes do need a remake because there's some pretty I mean it's really good to evolve, to upgrade the art style, upgrade the gameplay, open new routes and all that after you pretty much done 100% completion. But it's like I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Remakes are like a necessary kind of uh, kind of necessary inconvenience. That's pretty much my take on it, and who knows? I mean, I game, but I'm not, and I'm too hardcore to be casual, and I'm too casual to be a hardcore gamer. But I think, but overall, that should be what it's meant to be. It's supposed to be very relaxing and fun. And you can't let anything ruin that for you. So I guess I'm gonna finish Arcade Spirits. I don't know who I'm gonna romance yet. But I think it's gonna be it's gonna be one wild ride. It seems like every time that I get into these things completely blind, it ends up blowing me away. So, that's it. I'm gonna enjoy this remake whenever that thing goes on. Persona 3 Reload goes on sale. And if anything else comes my way, besides anime, I'm gonna game.